Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelenskyy is preparing for arguably the most important meeting of his political career, a sit-down with US President Donald Trump in the White House to discuss ways in which this 3.5-year war in Ukraine can end. On Sunday local time, he met with European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, and the pair then went into a virtual meeting with Coalition of the Willing Partners, Ukraine's most important allies, which include Australia. Afterwards, Mr. Zelenskyy spoke of the most important conditions for any peace deal. They include lasting security for Ukraine as well as no limits on the country's sovereignty. But perhaps the most important thing that would come from this sit-down in the White House would be a trilateral meeting between Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin and Volodymyr Zelenskyy. But Mr. Zelenskyy is doubtful that that would happen. The battleground, in more ways than one, is a few hundred kilometres from here, the Donetsk region. The Kremlin, in recent days, has been releasing videos of Russian forces claiming towns, hoisting flags atop of buildings. In other words, it's trying to paint a picture of Ukraine's efforts to defend that Donetsk region as completely futile. There's also reports out of the Kremlin that Russia wants to ask for pretty much all of that Donetsk region as a condition for a peace deal. Now, Volodymyr Zelenskyy has said that that's constitutionally impossible. In addition to that, the EU has said that it will not support any changing of borders by force. In other words, Russia's claiming of territory in its bloody fashion is completely unacceptable. The White House, on the other hand, is saying that perhaps some concessions or at least some compromise has to be made by Ukraine. Volodymyr Zelenskyy won't be alone in the White House meeting. He'll be joined by French President Emmanuel Macron, British PM Sir Keir Starmer, as well as the head of NATO, the head of the European Commission as well. It's something Europeans have been long calling for. Volodymyr Zelenskyy in the room with Donald Trump, but also backup. Now that's happening.